Hey guys, we're live. This is Reagan Rohde with Black Rose Writing, and welcome. I see we've got a few guests in, and we already got a thumbs up, so that's a good start. If you have any questions, please feel to type them in the sidebar, and we'll go off of that. But otherwise, I'm just going to start with I've got a couple questions that were emailed to us. And the first one that we're going to talk about, we'll wait till a few more people get in, but these are going to cover Amazon pages read for Kindle Unlimited subscribers. And the first question was, how many pages are read contribute to what size of royalty? And the answer is that it varies month to month. So if you're a Kindle Unlimited reader and you read one of our books that's subscribed, the pages read is going to get translated, and then it equates to a royalty bonus. There's really no ballpark number. The closest thing that I usually can say is that around 10,000 pages read, that usually results, depending on an author's royalty percentage, usually results in about $15 to $20 extra royalty for the author. The second question that I had before we start taking chat questions is how did my audiobook get selected or get produced? One of our audiobooks, My Name Was Mickey Mantle by Gary Kashik. The way it was produced is we pitched it to our audio partner, Beacon Audiobooks. One of Beacon narrators selected the book, obviously thought it was a good book to narrate. They produced it, and then they also distribute it, and then we share the royalties with Beacon Audiobook. So that's one way we pitch to Beacon Audio narrators. Another way is we have about 6 or 7 narrators right now working for Black Rose Writing. Obviously, they can only do so many titles, so we pitch them as well. And if your book is selected, then again, in the chat bar, please feel free to type any questions. Let me know if the video is coming through clear and you can hear me. Everything is good, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of go over some of Black Rose Writing's numbers for April and for the first few days of May, and kind of give some shout outs. Irene, the audio keeps going in and out. I'm wondering, I don't know if it's the stream or the connection. Is anyone else having the same issue? Okay, so there is lots of buffering. We'll keep going with the video for now, trying to get some things running a little smoother, but the video will also be available for feedback, after it can be watched in whole. So let's keep on running right now and see if the quality picks up from that end. So next up, I'm going to go through some of the comp reports. So basically our lightning source reporting, which is going to be our main distribution through Ingram, Barnes & Noble, even a lot of Amazon sales are going to be covered here. I just kind of wanted to go through and give a little bit of an acknowledgement to some of our best-selling books. Protogenesis by Alicia Helming had really good sales numbers for April 2018. Tombstone by Frances Levy, also good sales numbers. Rookie Cop, Mel Laudner had a good month. John Hoppin and Vicky Hoppin with Ballpark to Ballpark also had a good month. And then some of our backlist titles like Battle Hymn by John Skura, Eyes Pried Open, Vince Sellers, and The Sheriff's Son by Wayne Skarka all had pretty good sales, and those titles are several years old. But some of our new keywords, some of our new metadata has really helped those get out and be able to get to new readers that maybe didn't know about the book before. And so hopefully those type of trends continue. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up our May numbers for Lightning Source, if I can get those up. So Battle Hymn had a real good push to start May. Fateful Decisions, Trevor De Silva looks like it's had a bookstore order. Wild Ball by Brian Ingalls has had some good orders. Joseph J. Swope's Disturbed, and Libby Duncan's Ashes, Book 2 of the Scorching has also had some good book orders from bookstores, most likely. Mel Laudner's got a question regarding book festivals and signings. Okay, if you sign up for a Black Rose Writing book festival where we have either one of myself repping, staff, or one of our authors repping, we're going to have books available for you to sign, but it's not a large amount. So I always advise, if you're comfortable carrying books, don't do anything that causes any drastic measures, but I would go ahead and bring books with you if you can carry some additional. That way there's backup in case you sell out. Irene, the recorded version should be much better. I'm not getting any feedback on this end in terms of the buffering. So let's move on to Amazon direct sales for print, and we'll see those numbers. I'm going to type up something. So for direct sales for Amazon through April, The Cursed Triumphant by Katie Rosa had a really good first month. Practical Handbook of Veterinary by Wendy Jensen also had really good sales numbers. Wild Ball by Brian Ingalls, Walking with Tigers by John Black, and Kind Nepenthe by Matthew Brockmeyer also had strong April. So let's go to our current month, see which book is doing the best for May. Got a question on how you get books into physical Barnes and Noble stores. Do we pitch the book to the local store managers? The best way is to start local, start your proximity where an author knows a venue. They might be able to attract an audience. They might be able to attract store traffic and also location, easy for them. And go to those stores, book in hand, prepared to know your ISBN, details like that, and then have them look the book up, introduce yourself, local author, anything you can tell them that's going to help increase your chances, in terms of reviews, if you can generate a large crowd, those are all things you want to share with them. But it's best to pitch directly to community relation managers at Barnes & Noble, and then have Black Rose Writing, add validity, follow up, basically take your lead and, build from there. Pamela Taylor also added in that they require their book to be returnable. That's not an issue. Our Barnes & Nobles are, our book discounting for Barnes & Nobles can be normal discount, can be returnable. Irene Olson added in wanting to know numbers. I'm sorry, Irene, I can't give you other author numbers. That's something that's not fair to other authors for me to share that information, in terms of royalties gained or specific book sales. So Mary Dell Stewart wants to know about staff line editing. In addition to Smart Edit, we do a lot of line editing. We still haven't, what we touched on in our last live video, which is available on the YouTube feed that can be watched. We went pretty in depth in terms of, something that we're still wanting to expand on in terms of bringing in, more one-on-one, more professional edit. But at this time, we get, as a fellow author, you should turn in very polished, very edited material, in my opinion. I mean, I took pride in my material, and anything I ever submitted to a publisher, I was confident it was published ready, and really didn't, wasn't worried that somebody else was going to have to make it that way. So on the May top numbers, it's Kind of Pent is leading the way for May by Matthew Brockmeyer. The Adventures and Discoveries of a Feminist Bride, is second. Tilting by Nicole Harkin. The Bishop Burned the Lady by Bill Percy. All direct sales from Amazon. For our Kindle Direct Publishing, this is something that we had a really good month of in April. Kind of Pent had a lot of ebook sales, a lot of Kindle pages read. We had about 4 books that had over 25,000 Kindle pages read for the month of May. Kind of Pent, Ubered by Evan Kale, Protogenesis, Blown Cover by Mark Hewitt, all had really good months. And Cat and Mouse also had a really good sales month by Brad Chisholm, and Crooks Hollow by Robert Parker. For the current month, right now, we've run a few promotions that have led to good sales for Emperor Han by Raymond Springer, The Long Road by Daniel Oliver, and then our recently featured book, Deathly Reminders by T. Patrick Phelps, is currently over 50,000 pages read for May. Sorry, the last numbers were for April. This is for May. So Deathly Reminders has been just really taking off in terms of getting pages read, new reviews, doing really well. We also have another BookBub feature on May 18th. Be sure to get your free copy of Vincent Seller's Eyes Pried Open on Amazon Kindle. Ashley has a question. Would we consider making books available through Espresso Book Machine? And the answer is every Black Rose Writing title that is in print is available through the Espresso Book Machine. Really awesome. Any more questions? Because I'm pretty finished with the numbers, and so now I'm just kind of letting the authors steer the ship. Joe Seipel asks, do you recommend entering our books into various contests? And if they require an ebook, how should we get that to them? It depends. It really depends on an author's marketing budget. If you do enter books that require print, let us know ahead of time. Most scenarios, we would be more than happy to send print copies. If you enter any award competitions, just let us know. For ebook, email me. I can get you the ebook format that you prefer or that the contest needs. I can email it right along. But yeah, entering contests is good. You want to make sure the contest either has a great cause or that the contest, if you actually win something, it adds the right credibility, or it might lead to some other publicity opportunities. All right, next question. So Sonic Storm posted that they just finished a video for the children's book that includes all the pics. Since it has illustrations in it, would it be all right to upload, or should they edit some of those illustrations out? Can you specify, are you trying to upload that video like to put it on YouTube? Is it a video that's going to be used, like a video trailer? I'll come back to that, Sonic. Please expand. Pamela Taylor wants to know, wants an update on the news about the deal with Google Play. Basically, we're just gonna, all new releases, basically starting first ebook releases May 2018 and beyond, all their ebooks will be on Google Play going forward. So the digital platform If your book is enrolled in Amazon Kindle's KDP Select program, and we're doing marketing strategies off that program, then your book won't be on Google Play, the same as it won't be on Apple, Kobo, or Nook, as it'll be exclusive to KDP Select. So I'm not sure if if the illustrations are meant for like a video trailer or something like that, then it would just be, yeah, I mean, it depends on how long the video is and how much you think the illustrations should be involved. I think that's totally up to you, whatever you decide on the final video, but that shouldn't be an issue. And I'm checking Facebook to see if we have any other questions on there. It doesn't look like there are any right now. Good question from Joe Seipel. Any way to get reviews from one site to another, for example, from Goodreads to Amazon? If the reviewer has like an editorial review or a title, if it's an official blog, something like that, then you can use Amazon Author Central and be able to add the reviews directly. So if you have Goodreads reviews that you want to add, go to Amazon Author Central, type in those reviews on your author account, submit them, Amazon reviews them, and then they can get posted that way. And that way you can post, not just Goodreads reviews, but other reviews. A good reference is to go to Kind of Pent by Matthew Brockmeyer. Check out his editorial reviews. They're pretty lengthy. I'll post it right here. But he's got a really good page set up on Amazon Kindle. He's got all of his additional reviews posted there that weren't directly posted on Amazon. All right. Any more questions? We're scheduled. We're going to try to go till 12:30. That way, if anyone else feeds in, we can get those questions answered. But I'm checking email right now to see if we have any questions, and the Facebook page as well. But yeah, the Google Play is exciting. So we submit our books to Draft to Digital, that is who covers our ebooks outside of Amazon Kindle. And they cover a lot of different ebook platforms. And we've been waiting, hoping they were going to be able to get an agreement with Google Play. Unfortunately, they have not. And so we've had to proactively begin putting titles on Google Play, digital titles directly. So we will be trying to backlist some books. But if your book is in KDP Select and we're doing promotions that way, there's really no need to upload it to Google Play at this time until we basically get back on all platforms. All right. So I'm hoping the feed has gotten a little better. If not, I'm pretty confident the playback shouldn't have any issues. If not, then we will schedule another time and do it again. Heather Christie is asking, how do you decide which books become audiobooks? So for the audiobook version, we pretty much pitch almost every title. There's a few for specific reasons or whatever reason that we might not pitch. But most of our titles are going to be pitched either to Beacon or to our current freelance narrators who are working directly with Black Rose Writing. And then basically the decision comes from Beacon, their narrators, our narrators. So, Heather, we might have pitched What the Valley Knows to Beacon. We might have pitched it to our narrators. And if everyone says, no, we don't want to do it, then yeah, we have to keep looking for it, but that's the route we go. Beacon Audiobooks right now to see, just to see if there's any new releases that we haven't seen. We usually get a press release shortly after. Okay. But I know there's a lot. I just sent a lot of audiobook covers to Beacon. I know we have about 5 or 6 new audiobooks that should be coming out within the next 2 weeks. All right, I'm waiting on our next question from the author forum. Or even if you don't have a question, if there's anything, anything just more in depth that you'd like me to touch on, now would be a great time. Jason Koivu pointed out the feed buffer issue may be a problem on the viewer's end, updating operating system, clearing cache. Something as simple as that could just be internet connection. Not here to point fingers, just offering constructive recommendations. So yeah, I'll touch on something else that we've, while we're waiting on any more questions. So on our release calendar, we've moved towards, let's say maybe about a year or 2 ago, we were getting books approved, maybe scheduled for pre-order anywhere from 2 weeks out to 2 to 3 months out. We've dramatically improved that. We are now currently at, a lot of our titles are getting approved 3 to 5 months prior to their release date, which allows us to submit to a lot more book reviewers that require galley submissions at that stage. Jonathan Thurston's horror novel called Straight Men, I believe it releases in September, October, somewhere in that time frame. We just submitted it to New York Journal of Books, Choice Books, Publishers Weekly, Library Thing for the early reviewers, and also Library Journal. So keep that in mind going forward. If you have a book that's months out still from release, and getting material in, getting final manuscript questionnaires in, and also if if we've got a second book that you want us to publish, or multiple titles. Laura Schmidt is asking, how far in advance scheduled publication date do we receive cover art? So kind of what I just touched on, but Laura, basically, once you get in your questionnaire and final manuscript, we schedule your book in our production queue. Right now, our production queue is filled through May. So any books that are in it will be on that schedule, and the cover designs, will start around that time, be sent out at that time. So it's just basically, simplest way to put it, doesn't matter when your release date is, how far in advance, get your material in, get a manuscript in, get your final questionnaire in. That way we can start editing that, and we can start our design end. Joe Seipel's asking, Edelweiss, what would be a good number of people requesting your book? A good number is probably 20. Your book can stay on there for 6 months or so. Typically in the first month or so, if you get 15 to 25, quick requests, those are usually from good people in the industry, media professionals, librarians, book buyers, bookstores. So that's a good number. If you get over a few months' time. Mel Laudner wants to know how long it takes to receive the books that you order. Typical turnaround is 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the printers, facilities, location, and maybe how busy they are. It can sometimes be more on the 1 week side between printing and then shipping directly to you, but typically 1 to 2 weeks is a good time frame. Mary Del Stewart is asking, how soon before release is the ISBN available? again, Marydale, it can be anywhere from 2 weeks from release to 6 months to a year prior release. It just depends on the production queue. If you get your book material in, get all that material in, then your book's going to be assigned an ISBN. When you get your first PDF book block, the ISBN is going to be in that galley. That's the name that the file saved as, and also the ISBN is going to be on the copyright page. All right, checking emails and Facebook again while we wait for more questions. So I'm not sure of your question regarding the back cover remark. Yeah, I mean, you can use the back cover on a bookmark. That wouldn't be an issue, or you can just take your ISBN and place it on a bookmark. So Jonathan Lazar wants to know if book 2 in a series is ready to be submitted for your approval. Book 3 is finished but needs revised. What point do you want that submitted? Jonathan, I'm okay with submitting book 2, book 3 at any stage. I'll let you know. Just shoot me an email. Make sure any author who wants to submit a second project does not need to go through authors.me. Shoot me a direct email, creator@blackrosewriting.com, and I'll let you know. I'll say we can review it now. We'll let you know something, or I'll tell you to resubmit at a specific date. So we got about 3 minutes left, and just waiting to see if we're going to have any more questions. We had a pretty good group of authors in today, better than last time, so that's wonderful, and I appreciate the participation. I know this is something it's fun for me to do, and kind of gets a lot of different questions asked, in a lot quicker time frame than trying to email or cover all of this, in an email. You're very welcome. Thank you guys for participating. Ken Bangs, one of our fellow authors, said that one of his favorite things about Black Rose Writing is being upfront, clarity. Those are the words he used, and so we try to remain that way. I know it's appreciated, from our authors. I know it's something I appreciate when we're dealing with, vendors and other partners. So without further ado, any more questions? If not, I'm going to tell you again, thank you all for participating. Thank you all for being Black Rose Writing authors. If you think of anything else, please shoot me an email. We're going to try to do this again in June. I will be at the Book Expo in New York on May 31st. I'd be happy to say hello. So thank you again. Hope you have a wonderful finish to this week and weekend.